What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We had an awesome week. I had an awesome week. Great holiday weekend this past weekend. We got a little bit of emergency we'll be talking about in a little while, but we'll get to that in a minute. But because of that, today is brought to you by Emergency Drinking Beer. So, tits up, everybody, and enjoy the show. I've got all the idiots with me today, including a pussy. So if you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the pussy there. But we've got everybody, including Money Guns. Dustin Money Guns is finally done counting his money. It's about time, dude. We missed you last week. What's going on?
Still counting the money, but no, we're busy at work. Spending time on holiday, had some friends and stuff, but hopefully be back for a little bit now when I can.
That's a stack of cash, dude.
Just a little stack, just a little.
Pimping ain't easy.
Pimping ain't easy. But enjoyed watching you guys' show last week. Looked sweet. Glad to be a part of it this week. Hopefully down the line, hopefully I can keep going.
Good day.
Missed you guys. Missed every minute of it.
There's the pussy father. He showed up. That's new to the broadcast. In fact, we haven't even done an introduction with him. Probably because I don't even like him. That's
upside down all the time.
Yeah, that is upside down Tommy himself. Tommy, what's going on, buddy?
You can tell I'm not used to like being on camera. Usually I spend my Monday nights off camera. I'm just the audio. So glad to be part of it. I'm not going to be a regular, obviously, with my work schedule like Dustin, stacking cash, right? But pleasure to be here, man. I love you guys. I've worked with Andy for a while and Dustin. Justin, I love what you do over there with the playing out with the music and all that. And I haven't met Tony yet. Something about a Smurf?
Huh.
Yeah, is he going to be Tony? You going to be dressing up like anything this week? I know. We talked about snorks last week. Did you bring your snork costume?
Oh my gosh, no! You guys are idiots. No, there's no costumes this week. Nothing like that is going on. I don't know where you guys are thinking that I'm just a little clown. Am I here to amuse you? Is that what it is?
Now, no. Tony, while you say that, are you going to want me to go online and get all the other dress-up pictures?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come out eventually, so it's no big deal. Yeah, I've dressed up. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I think you were a shadow once.
I was.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go move a furniture thing. This is real.
I thought you were to run the show.
No, not yet. I gotta move a furniture thing.
Oh my goodness! As you see, we don't cut this thing, so whatever comes out of our mouth kind of happens, and Dustin is left, but that's good because we got Dustin here. And Dustin, I wanted to talk to you real quick since we got you here because, we had planned on talking some wrestling and stuff like that. And I don't know if you heard this thing about Jim Cornette, but the guy hates pro wrestling. Puts on a podcast because he hates pro wrestling, right? He doesn't like anything about it unless you're three names in the business. He doesn't like you, period. Doesn't matter what you do. You can go out there and put on your body on the line every single night to entertain fans, which is what it's all about, and he's going to hate it. So we called him out last week. We said, hey, Cornette, you think you can do this? Smoky Mountain Wrestling is dead for a reason. You ain't running Smoky Mountain Wrestling for a reason, right? It's gone. There's a reason nobody's hired him. He's not with AEW. He's not with WWE. He's not with TNA. He probably at this point couldn't even run ECW if it was still a thing. I said, come on, put on a show, man. I'll put on a show. We'll see who comes up with a better show. The guy who thinks he knows pro wrestling and has been in the business but hates pro wrestling now. Or the guy who's never been in the pro wrestling business but loves pro wrestling as a thing. So, what are your thoughts here, Dustin? Because I know you kind of have a big wrestling background too.
Yeah, I've watched it since I was a kid, really young. Love that every aspect of the sport. if you're talking about putting on like a show, like a Raw or a SmackDown or something like that, it's always fun to put one of them on. I played those games back in the day of SmackDown versus Raw, and you play the GM with your friends. But,
so what we're putting together is we're going to put together a local pro wrestling show, one night only for each of us, and who's got the better show. Let the fans decide, let the ticket sales decide, let the merchandise sales decide who puts on the better show.
well,
Now, he's ducked us this week. And I listened to him, and I thought maybe he was throwing some shade, throwing some hints. But, no actual recognition. But I think he's just ducking us. He's the ultimate heel. He's just going to run from who's better, right?
Well, so if you start thinking like that, like heel and we're to be the good guys and the heroes and all that, we'd be able to put on a pretty good show, I think. I actually think I could throw Tommy through a table.
Doubt it.
Yeah, and if you put Tommy through a table, all Cornette's going to say is you're using furniture and he's lazy booking. He says he hates it. But,
then we just got to put a car upside down and just put him through that.
But whatever. I mean, apparently, we talked about it last week, how, he's living in the days of a leg drop as you finish and move. And that's supposed to put me down for 3 seconds. Hulk Hogan's leg drop. Come on, man. I can get up. Give me a legit leg drop, I'll get up.
I guess it all depends on how big the leg is.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was like Yokozuna's leg or something, we'd probably be in trouble, but...
It's also, it's all fake, right?
Don't ever say wrestling's fake, Tommy.
Never say that.
I'm not saying it's not a sport, but I am saying the amount of time they're down, the ultimate outcome, the whole grand scheme of it is all crafted, right?
Scripted, but
It's
not
scripted.
not fake.
Okay, if you want to say it's fake, Tommy.
What's the name of this guy's podcast again?
We'll just say Jim Cornette, and you can look him up, but he hates pro wrestling. And so here I thought all these idiots that I'd spend my Mondays with, are backing this. And I say, everybody go out there and tweet at Cornette. Let him know. Tweet at him, hit him on Instagram, whatever. Not one of you help a brother out.
If you want to say wrestling's fake, Tommy, what about taxing a body? Going through a table, going through ladders.
I mean, I'm sure there's minor injuries.
Minor.
Anyway,
Vince McMahon tore his quads jumping into the ring. I mean, come on.
Well, that was the steroid breakdown. So that's our emergency.
Andy.
We
I didn't back
have
you up
this.
with that. I'm sorry.
You're all right. We this is our emergency with our emergency drinking beer. This is an emergency podcast meeting right now. Everybody listening, everybody on the show needs to be tweeting at Cornette, hitting him up on Instagram, wherever he is. Let him email him all 900 emails or whatever he's got, and let him know that he's ducking us. Because we're going to do this show. We're going to do one show. He does one show. All for charity. But let the fans decide. The guy who's in pro wrestling knows what he's talking about, can put on a show. The one that's no longer in pro wrestling. Or the guy who's never been in pro wrestling but just understands it, knows what's entertaining. Who can put on a better show?
Like us as fans, we know what the fans want to see. Absolutely.
So we'll see. We'll get everybody moving on this week and see if he continues to duck us. Justin, was it? What do you got moved there, buddy?
We sold a piece of furniture, and the guy showed up, and we had to put it in his car. So super exciting.
Did you tell him I'm trying to record the podcast?
Yeah, I tried to, but he was like, "No, I need help with this." And I said, "I gotta go. I just showed you my muscles. If in case you guys aren't seeing this on YouTube, this is on YouTube. You can see this in all its glory. I'm showing you my muscles and why I was so necessary in that situation. So,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm the unprofessional one. I had to leave.
Of course, you can get us on YouTube. We are now on Apple Podcasts, which we knew we were going to be but we've also hit Last FM. We're on Spotify now.
Are you on Twitter?
BACC Talk is on Twitter, yes.
I wasn't able to tag it. Is it Talk Back?
No.
So we don't
Tom, you can see Tommy's really good at social media and wants to do this now instead of after the show, after we're done the production of this show, and actually release it so that maybe he could put
I just want to make sure you can
the
see
link. Maybe he could put the link to the show in his tweet when he decides to do that. But of course, that's not up yet at the moment. Now, as you guys are listening to it, obviously it is, unless you have some sort of time machine, which Tony might, because he likes to go back to those Smurf days and things of that sort. But so, Justin, how was your week, man?
It was very good. I assume you guys all did some egg hiding for Easter. You guys still do all that stuff? You got kids that search for eggs, or I don't know,
Yeah,
giving big extravagant gifts like it's Christmas?
No, we don't do the big gift stuff, but we did do we hid some eggs. Christina hid some eggs. She hid them so good that she honestly didn't know where she put them. So she was then searching for the eggs herself with the kids. So
Got to get a drop count.
Yeah, that's tough when you're in the moment, but we had the same issue. There's clearly eggs that they found from last year.
Yeah.
You know? It was the same yard, same place as last year.
Eggs will be found all year round.
Vintage can.
Yeah. And not real eggs. I'm talking about, I don't know if anybody does real eggs. I'm just talking about plastic eggs with
Plastic
like
eggs
candy.
or candy or something.
we just throw some candy in them and whatever, you know. And kids enjoy
We
it,
actually-
so whatever.
We actually color eggs, but we decided to smoke bomb some eggs this weekend, so that was kind of fun. The kids enjoyed
Nice. Now, how do you smoke
Smoke-
bomb an egg?
Yeah.
You just get a smoke bomb like firework, and you put it in a dish, and you smoke bomb it, and put a lid on it, and just let the smoke do it up.
When
So,
you
it
told
color-
that
so you get
story,
different colored.
Yep.
Wow.
I thought it was a cooking
Don't-
method.
Don't eat it.
Yeah, don't eat it after that.
Don't eat it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, when he first said how his week was, and he said something about smoking it, I thought he smoked eggs.
Yeah, he said smoke bomb the egg, and I'm like, what is that? Just throw it in there with really high heat and smoke real quick? Like, I thought it was going to be how to cook an egg. Not how
Might
to-
be a different way to cook an egg. We might have to try that next year.
I've heard smoked eggs are good.
Yeah, I've never smoke bombed an egg, but I would not have thought. I thought that was a cooking method as well, not a.
It was
Yeah.
one of those things you see on, Facebook Reels, YouTube Reels, and all that, and little shorts, and decided to try it to see if it actually worked, and it did. We were kind of
Sounds like some shit Tony would do, because he used to come over every 4th of July and try to blow up my house.
Oh, that's what I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever make tie-dye when you were kids? Ever make tie-dye t-shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a phase. No, you never made tie-dye, Andy?
No. Remember, I was too busy chasing color guard.
Oh, yeah.
Becoming a rap star.
Now, when you did the tie-dye, did you do like the rubber bands and all that? And then you put it in the sink? Or how'd you do tie-dye? That's what I remember doing.
That's what I remember doing as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I want to pull that little effect out sometime. I think I might want to try to do tie-dye again. But that reminds me, I was remembering, because you guys talk about sports a lot. I'm like the pop diva, whatever you want to call me. Slim Shaner over there, you know.
Slim Shader.
Talked about his rap last week. So, kind of going through videos, like VHS transfers, which is where we got the Andy video initially, and I found that I touched on sports because everybody played sports growing up. You were in like the township league, and I found this one clip. I should have given it to you guys. Maybe we'll play it next week. You know. But I gotta blur out the faces like the other kids in there because God knows what the rule is on that. But I feel it's either t-ball or whatever. I think I only played t-ball, so I was like really young, and a ball went like into the field, and it was in my area.
so funny.
This is how bad it is. This is why I'm the movie and TV guy, okay? So you see me run to the corner of the fence where it like hit, and where it landed, and I pick it up, and there's this other kid that's going for it too on my team. But what do? What do you guys think I did? You want me to give you 3 examples? Want me to give you A, B, C, and you tell me what I did?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. A, did I field the ball and throw it to the pitcher, or towards the pitcher? Did I B, fumble the ball and take even more time to get the out or whatever was going to happen? Or C, did I hand it to the other kid and for him to do something with it?
C, definitely C.
See?
You delegated that duty.
Here to baseball.
It's my gosh.
So you picked
And,
up the ball and gave it to the other kid.
Imagine if you're watching like the Phillies or whatever team you like, and Andy, you like the Phillies. Imagine you watch the Phillies and somebody like, and here's where I don't even know what's going on. All right, maybe left field and shortstop is probably nowhere near each other. Go for the same ball, and whoever picks it up first hands it to the other guy, and the other guy throws it in, almost like a pinch thrower. My arm's not working today. Here you go. I guess it didn't occur to me that I could throw it in. I don't know.
At least you recognized the strength of the other child and was like, "You're better equipped for this."
No, wasn't a good look because this kid was like,
He didn't know how to throw the ball either.
Whiffed it in.
No, he was like I don't know what the age gap was here, but he looked like not only was he way shorter than me, but he looked way younger than me. I'm like, why would you give it to like the less strappy person? You know what I mean? So it wasn't a good look. It was like imagine like John, like I'm not calling myself John Cena, but imagine John Cena giving it to Jon Stewart. You know?
Well, that's kind of what we had. That's what we had in WrestleMania, right? We had Johnny Knoxville like in a match at WrestleMania instead of one of the champions having a match. I mean,
Right.
Justin just gave the ball to Johnny Knoxville. Yes.
Are you saying a Johnny Knoxville type or Johnny Knoxville himself?
Johnny Knoxville himself.
You're saying this was at WrestleMania?
Yes.
Had a match at WrestleMania.
Who did he go against? Anybody I know?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
So he just basically went there to be like a punching bag, right?
He went there to promote the new Jackass movie.
That's pretty much what it turned into. It was a Jackass wrestling match.
Yeah. He actually
Because I know the whole
won,
Butterbean thing.
Didn't he win? The Butterbean thing was real though.
Wasn't it him and Butterbean? He got a concussion in that one movie he was in.
In the one movie, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was him
Jackass
too.
2?
Yeah, I think so. I saw that in the movie theater. That was my jam, man. I was really into that Jackass stuff.
I only saw the one where he was an old man.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
3? I don't remember what movie that
There was like Grandpa's or something. Wasn't he there?
There was a whole movie where he did that.
Bad Grandpa.
Yeah.
Wasn't that? Well, then what was the one? What was the one where Robert De Niro played a bad grandpa?
That was
like I'm so confused.
I think that was most of Robert De Niro's movies.
I don't remember him playing a bad grandpa. I remember him.
Yeah, he played Zac Efron's grandfather in the movie.
Yeah,
I swear Grandpa was in the title.
Oh, you tell about the one where can you milk a cat or whatever?
No, you're talking about Meet the Parents.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah. Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Parents. Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah. So it was Meet the Parents.
The cat.
Yeah, it was Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, and then Little Fockers.
Little Fockers.
I think that was the only 3 they made.
Yep.
I'm just saying, any movie he's in, he could be a generally bad like grandpa.
Yeah. But he clearly was in one that had Grandpa on the title. And Zac
I know the
Efron
movie
was
you're talking about. I can't.
Grandson.
It's not coming to me.
And I forget that there was a Johnny Knoxville one because of that. Because in this one, he was something Grandpa and he had prosthetics or something, right?
His bad grandpa had a kid or something like that. Yeah, going across the country, doing stupid stuff.
Dirty Grandpa. The War on Grandpa. The War with Grandpa. Google.
Dirty Grandpa. So Dirty Grandpa is not Johnny Knoxville. Dirty Grandpa is Robert De Niro.
Right. Dirty Grandpa is like, not that. It was Bad Grandpa with Johnny Knoxville.
Dirty Grandpa sounds like something that Tony was in.
Know.
Tony was in Dirty Grandpa.
It's like a whole subset of porn. You know?
Yes.
What's the one?
It's like
with the girl that has like the hots for Santa Claus? It's like bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa, yeah.
Right, the girl.
Pretty soon
has
there's gonna be
hots for
Dirty Santa.
Claus. That's what I thought this movie
Yeah, Dirty.
was.
Well, you see, Tony's
Yeah.
trying to grow his beard so he can try out for the part.
He's got a little ways
That's
to
not a
go.
bad.
Yeah, I need
It's
to
not a
shave.
bad idea though.
He has an.
I think
affinity
Santa
towards
Claus does
costumes,
good.
too.
He's doing a lot of moving, just not a lot of talking.
Yeah, I know. I need to shave this week. Get rid of this.
Yeah, because
Nah,
you look like
keep it.
dirty grandpa. Are you driving one of those like creeper vans?
No. Do not drive a creeper.
Oh
van.
yes.
Little
Yes,
white
two of 'em.
minivan.
It's a full-size van with the window.
Full size white
down.
van with a
With the
dragon
window.
on the side. With a dragon on the side.
So Justin, you think that time when you decided to give the ball up was like at the end of your baseball career? Was that like the highlight?
That
Ball.
was the moment.
That was the
You get
start.
like
I didn't even
you
get
got like an assist.
Let's just say that was tryouts and that was T-ball, and they're like, yeah, he's not gonna go to baseball with this crap.
The backside of his
Yeah.
baseball card just has like that on it, and it's that
Were you like a-
assist.
The most friendliest player.
Pretty. Yeah, but yeah, like, yeah. I'm like, I was like looking at Rudy or something. I was like, you go for it, Rudy. You know, you do this play.
In one way or another, we've all had that moment in
Yeah.
our younger lives
Mhm.
playing sports.
In your
So I was gonna
defense,
ask that.
in your defense,
Yeah.
my daughter just started t-ball this season. She's okay. Her team's okay. There's one team in their like division of delinquents. Their whole strategy is everybody runs for the ball, and then
Oh, yeah.
everybody carries the ball to first base. The whole team, all 9 of them, they all run to wherever the ball is, and then all 9 of them escort the ball to first base.
That sounds
Every
like
other-
great
I was ahead of my
coaching. That's
And,
great
like, every other
coaching.
team, every other team's like coached and like they play their positions and they take turns getting better at things. And this one team, that's their whole strategy. And they don't even go in the outfield because in t-ball they're not hitting the ball way out there. They stand in a straight line across the diamond. So you could have had worse coaching. At least you knew to get the job done.
At least you know to go
Yeah.
go get the ball.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, once I got the ball, I was like, what do I do now? You know.
Yeah, you had no idea.
Um,
I got a great story about my boy I think it was T-ball. My youngest boy, Chase, who is, ironically, and my wife will deny it to this day, but he's named after a baseball player, Chase Utley, okay? So they had him at pitcher, which is fine for, you know, at T-ball, whoever's at pitcher usually is getting the ball, right? Because somebody's dribbling the ball off the tee, or, you know, when they move on the coach pitch, they're not hitting that hard, so they're generally getting the field the ball. Well, he's got a really good buddy on the other team who comes up to bat, and his buddy is a pretty good ball player for, you know, being a T-baller, right? Get at the ball, whatever. He rifles the ball back directly at my boy. Hits him in the nuts. Square in the nuts. My boy drops the ball, tried to still catch it, dropped the ball, picked it up, turned around, threw it to first base, got the out, then went to the ground to cry.
Wow.
That's a ball player right there.
That's a true ball player. Right there.
Yes, then he was bawling his eyes out. And to this day, he still talks about that. Now he's up in the playing with the 12-year-olds and stuff now, but he still talks about the time he got hit in the nuts, but still made the play. And then T-ball,
Get
you
that
got
out.
Yeah, he
Get
got
that
the
out
out.
by any means possible. Got to get that out.
He got the out before he started to cry. That is, you know, that's going to bring me back to Jim Cornette now, because I think Jim Cornette's in the corner crying. They're making fun of me. They think I hate pro wrestling. Well, yeah.
I tweeted him and I said it's fake, right? And then I said you guys said it wasn't.
Oh. Okay. Thanks.
When is the last time you guys? When is the last time you think you cried as a child? Like you can piggyback off the sports thing. Like my nephew was recently hit by a pitch, and it was like I never had that happen to me. But you know, I was just wondering, like, when's the last time you cry as a child? And then emotional pain comes in, and that's when you cry.
Yeah.
You know?
Where do you cut off child?
Yeah. I mean, like the last time you remember, like
my wife says
now,
I'm
like,
a child every day, so I don't know.
But say I cried 2 days ago. I still feel I'm a child. I mean,
but you don't cry from like like you would cry from like falling out. Like you just like fell out of like I have to tell you this much. At one age, I fell out of a tree pretty high up, and I didn't cry. So I knew like that was like a stepping stone. I was like, huh, like it hurts. Clearly hurts the same amount, but like last year I would have cried.
I'm a man.
I guess.
Or like hitting your now you nail a nail and hit your thumb with the hammer and you just go fuck.
I think I was 10. I think I was 10. I had a go-kart and I was driving it through the forest and there was a tree that like was on a hill and like at an angle and I fucked up. So I'm going at this tree and I go up it and my go-kart turns and falls like straight into the ground. I break both my wrists and I'm like
oh my God.
9 or 10. I don't know this. I'm under the go-kart and I'm screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and like not crying, but I really want to, but I have to yell for Dad. And then my dad somehow came and got me, took me to the hospital. Turned out I broke both my wrists at the same time, but like I didn't really cry.
Wow,
I think
10.
I don't know what the moment was like the last time I cried, but that was the first moment where I was like I had that moment where you're like, last year I would have cried.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same for me, like with the story I just said.
And like you said, now
Mine was.
Go ahead, Tony. Now that you speak.
All right, so all right.
There we go. We tapped a nerve.
You're all gonna laugh, but oh well. Mine was the it was the year 2000. I was a high school senior playing baseball. I had shin splints, so I had to go and get both my legs taped up before practice. So if you ever had shin splints or if you ever had to get taped, it is basically your whole foot, your whole ankle, and halfway up your shins. So you got to think about after the game or practice, all that tape had to come off.
Nice.
And you know what happened? As a teenage boy, just start cutting the tape and ripping, and oh my gosh, the worst pain in the world. This is basically just like getting your legs waxed.
I won't laugh at you. That's awful.
I'm gonna guess after that you started using pre-wrap before you taped it.
No, I shaved my leg my knee down.
After that, he learned how awesome it was not having leg hair.
Yeah. Tony, I'm sorry, but that makes you a little bit of a pussy.
Hey,
I just lost a bet last summer. Okay, and had to get
That's the last time you cried?
A leg waxed. Had to get a leg waxed. There's video of this out there somewhere too.
Yep.
And my wife did the honors because she really wanted to. And she didn't take it easy on me. She was just tearing at me. But I didn't cry like a baby.
What was that? Just one little strip?
No, it was the whole leg.
Oh, listen to you.
It was the whole leg. So at some point when you're in high school and you're crying, over getting your hair.
Getting all your leg hair ripped off by tape. Come on.
So I don't know. Like, I get. It's weird. Crying's weird because like, I will get emotionally mad sometimes, and to the point where I want to explode, and I'll lose it then. You know what I mean? And start crying because like, there was a time when even at work, like I was giving it to my boss who was trying to shit on me, and I was all over his ass. I fucking lost it. Yeah. Like so
like a mad crier.
Yeah.
I get that way too.
Yeah, when you just get so angry you can't keep any you have to release the emotions somehow. That it comes out. But as far as
you guys get upset at movies or anything? Like you ever get the lump in your throat? Like I guess we talked about sports movies before.
I get them like friggin' Pixar Disney movies. Like I don't cry, but like I totally like cut a tear and like get choked up when that perfect thing happens sometimes, and I'm like, why am I like this?
This one right here That one right there. It doesn't matter how many times she watches Field of Dreams, we'll cry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the movie that came up last week, and that's a movie. And what's the other one with the black player and the white player, and one of them's in the hospital? They say every person that's a sports fan, like it's the one movie they'll cry at.
Remember the Titans.
That's another one, but I'm thinking of an older one where like the guy visits him in the hospital, he's dying. Can't remember the name of it. It's like a sports movie, and like some of those movies. Leave it in the comments wherever you're at. So if tell us what this movie is. But yeah, I could have sworn it was a black guy and a white guy. If that helps.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brian's song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You ever seen that one? I never saw it. I just know it.
I never saw it.
I know it has a reputation,
But yeah, my wife's the movie crier. It doesn't matter. She cried at Ferdinand. She went and took my kids to Ferdinand. It's a Disney movie about a bull.
Cars 3.
That's the bull one.
So she cried there.
Cars 3 just because they made it, or
probably
it makes me cry.
They made planes too, right?
Why? Because Doc dies?
Well, no, the ending's just so beautiful. It's the next generation of racers, and I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it.
Which one did Doc die in? What, 2 or 3?
I should watch. I think I only saw 2.
Yeah, you should watch it. If you like the first 2, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I need to open this beer, but I don't want to spill it again.
I can't stand about sequels when they don't get everybody back, but they still do it.
Yeah.
They don't get like a seminal person back, and then they still go through with it. I can't stand that shit.
I don't know. I take it like movie by movie. I'm not a big movie guy. I don't get a chance to watch a lot of them, so like it's very movie by movie for me. I don't even have like a sequel opinion because sometimes I've only seen the sequel.
If they don't get a person back and you don't like it because of that, how do you feel about like a movie series or a television series that somebody moves on, and instead of moving on from the character, they replace the character with another actor? Like we were talking about Will Smith.
Unacceptable. Not without a good backstory.
Will Smith last week, right? We were talking about him. Here's Fresh Prince. Aunt Viv completely changed.
Yes, and they didn't say nothing. It was like episode 9, she was one Aunt Viv. Episode 10, she was another.
Well, no, there was a scene where Jazzy Jeff is like standing next to her. He's like, Aunt Viv, you look different for some reason. So like they did. I do remember them doing a meta.
I do
thing
remember that.
That's the most they did. And then the audience, like it was like they all got on the joke and they were all laughing like.
Who was the original? Was the taller, skinnier one, right? Like the very powerful woman.
Apparently, she's very difficult to work with. And
then they replaced her with like a softer version, and I preferred.
Probably somebody. Yeah, somebody that like that would listen to them or whatever. They were having issues with her.
What are you doing?
And like there was a reunion where like they brought her back and everybody kind of had to make amends, But at that point, it wasn't like they realized anybody was right or wrong. It's just been long enough, and they're like, oh well, But but there's 5 of us here now. Maybe we can talk about the slap. Is it old? Should we decide if the slap's too old to talk about at this point?
Well, I guess we could take a vote, right? Was it real, or was this like, are we the biggest marks in the world because they just cut the biggest promo for the next Celebrity Boxing?
I vote fake. I mean, I'm hands down.
I mean, you guys know from last week, I'm 100% fake on this.
Yeah, it's really easy to fake with actors, That's there's so many signs that are like fake. I could go over them. I'm sure you guys covered them in the last episode. I'm team fake all the way.
Dustin, do you sleep with that stack of money too?
Yep.
Man,
you gotta sleep with it. Nah, going with the fake.
Indecent proposal.
After I was team fake for a while, for most of it, but after having a conversation with my brother, I think I went team real.
Yeah, team real over here too.
Just
because of the apology.
Yeah, to me it's carried on longer than for a fake thing. I mean, it's got.
Isn't that what you do with a fight promo?
Has it carried on? I thought we were back to war.
Yeah, or else it went on too long.
He's out of the out of the Oscars, whatever. I didn't even know the Oscars were on that night until we started hearing about it. So
exactly why it's fake.
All right, Tommy or Tony. Yeah, we got too many people with the same names now. Tony.
Tommy.
You got to break the tie.
Sounds like a scene in Goodfellas. There's Tony. Here's Tommy.
Knuckles.
You're gonna like this guy.
I'm gonna go get the papers. Get the papers.
All right.
What?
Break it. Let's see. Which way do we go? I'm gonna have to go real. It was definitely real.
Yes. Real gets it.
Yeah.
You will see, Andy. It is a good theory, and if you're right, that's a big payoff for you. But I don't know, man. The way you're fumbling it now, it's like
me or you, if me or you for real walked up to either one of, the other at some award show that will probably do something stupid in front of people at some point, right? And slap the other one without them knowing it, and there was security there.
I would beat your ass. Security be damned. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah. I first of all, I'd hit you back. Second of all, like, somebody's getting charges. Somebody's getting arrested. Something's happening here.
Excuse me, sir. Come this way. And then you hear Jeff in the background going, ah!
I don't know. I mean, I think Chris Rock handled it well. That's what everybody's saying. And, like, I guess you don't know till you're in that moment, or, if I've never really been slapped, like, unprovoked or anything like that, so I don't know how I'd react, but my ego would come out probably, and I want to do something,
Yeah.
I don't know if I do more than he did.
I mean, he was literally embarrassed in front of millions of people.
If
he just straight up got bitch slapped in front of millions of people, he's straight up embarrassed. Like, you've got to react and defend yourself and your self-respect and your career and everything by doing something, not just Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
Yeah, because it's not like he because then it could have been suit countersuit, If he wasn't going to sue him anyway, like, that's the smart play if you're just going to sue him,
This story does.
But yeah. What's that?
I'm telling you, celebrity boxing.
Dustin was right. I hadn't heard anything about this story after the initial Oscar big news fiasco, and he's like, "Oh no, this has happened. You guys are still discussing it." I'm like, the story does live on.
And hey, if Jim Cornette,
live on.
Listen, if Jim Cornette comes out of his shell and stops being scared of us because he knows we put on a better show, if he decides to put on a show, I'll call Chris Rock and Will Smith and say, "Hey, you guys want to settle it in my ring?"
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Chris Rock's a bitch. Will Smith will show up, but Chris Rock.
Well, the problem is Will Smith had a little bit of boxing training being Ali there, so.
Either way, Chris Rock saw that slap coming. If I see a slap coming, I don't care what situation I'm in, I'm gonna try to defend myself. You try to shoot me, I'm putting my finger in the hole, right? Like, I'm doing everything I can to not be shot. I would do everything I could. He
three-fingered the slap, though, but you could see it. He reaches back and he three-fingers it, doing the whole wrestling slap across the face here.
Which brings me back to my original point. Wrestling's fake, right?
Yeah, but look. Oh! There was sound there, too!
Yeah, but no, there was clearly a slap, there was something there,
They do slaps in professional wrestling all the time, which I'm also
Absolutely.
in the fake camp. Sorry, everybody. Right? But they do slaps that, if it was, why would you slap, right? You can punch them. But they do slaps in wrestling. There's a full sound. There's a whole spin around. Sometimes they spit fake blood.
Fake teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think easily the slap could be produced by, I don't know, Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm definitely team real. I can't be convinced.
And when you put your head out, when he goes to slap, and you put your head out like this and tuck your chin, giving him the perfect target.
So,
Maybe he admitted he was wrong. He said, "Hey, get me."
Okay, so I hate to rehash it for everyone that watched episode 1 of this beautiful thing I've been invited to. So what are your reasonings for why it's real, right? Us as the guys are like, it's fake. We have a ton of evidence as to why it's fake. What's the evidence that it's real?
For me, yeah, there's 2 of us that think it's real, right? 3.
3. You guys won.
It just is. Then I have to question everything. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist for everything, and I don't have enough. I don't have enough to say like why would it be fake? I mean, the apology is like your typical celebrity apology. I just don't think they're like this Andy Kaufman. I just think that these like Will Smith's definitely too lame to be involved in something like this. He lost his shit. He lost his shit. He's not this clever to be Andy Kaufman. There's no con here. That's just my thing, you know. And you know, and the can't like it sucks to be you if it is fake because the cancel culture is, you know, off and running. So you lost the reins of it, whatever fake it is. So
and that's a super good point too, because like me and Andy are in camp fake, but we sound like conspiracy theorists, right? We have 1,000 reasons that we've analyzed watching other videos over the internet. So like maybe it's really as simple as it was real, right? Tony,
Occam's razor.
Help him out, because I didn't hear a whole list of things like I had.
Well, it was Justin's reason was it was real just because it's real.
He elaborated on it though. Like the simplest explanation is what it is. It was real because it wasn't fake, and I could accept that as a viable option because I don't know it was fake. I'm just in that camp. What do you think?
I'm gonna go. It was real because just the way Chris Rock acted, just the way Andy's saying, you know, he was leaning in, you know, the hands behind the back, everything. He was basically up there, you know, seeing him coming, comedic. You know, he's like, yeah, Will's gonna say something to me, you know, maybe give me a little shove or something. And then the slap just happened. I think Will just, you know, was pissed off, thought about it, said, hey, I'm just gonna make him like a little bitch real quick and slap him and walk away.
So Chris Rock is accepting like the silly antics of the guy coming up and is like, all right, we'll put on a show for him, and then he gets slapped and is like, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
Exactly. And you
Why
know,
not?
Yeah.
what in Chris Rock, you know, trying to do something back. It's Chris Rock. Come on. He weighs what, 140 pounds soaking wet. He's not going to do anything to Will Smith.
I could beat his ass.
So, I mean, yeah, Chris Rock's Chris Rock. He doesn't do anything physical. He's just a comedian. He took it, and yeah, he's just like, oh well, I got the shit slapped out of me by Will Smith.
He did play a donkey.
Dustin, you're
He's kind of an ass.
you actually had your mind changed by somebody.
Just the conversations we had this weekend about it. I think it's just the whole thing. They both make good points, but with what I'm going through my head is the reason that everybody like all the lists you guys made that it's fake. It's because that's what everybody's aiming at. Everybody's aiming at the fake part. There's not people digging up, oh, it was real, this is why it was real. I mean, I don't know. I'm with both of them. I think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it was just a thing that they're trying to do that could be fake, but I don't know. I think it's real. I honestly do. With just the aftermath of all the few interviews that were with Will Smith, him backing out of the academy, 10 years, whatever the heck it's been. To me, it's carried on way too long for it to be fake. I think they would have came out and said something. I honestly do. Okay. Just the way I feel about it.
Okay. Well, guess we rehashed that one.
If it was fake, it was fake. If it was real, it's real. It's just everybody's digging up the fake stuff to prove it was fake. There's no videos out there proving it was real or people saying, hey, this is why it was real.
That's rehashed. It's now hash browns.
Right. I mean, just how I feel about it. But going back to what we were talking about with crying, the one movie I cry at every time is Fat 7. When they tribute Paul Walker. As a man, I cried for that one.
Yeah. That's really sad, man, Paul Walker, you know?
Exactly. I just wanted to get that. I didn't get my point. I didn't get my saying in that we were talking. You guys were talking, but that's one movie I always cry at.
And bringing that up, Dustin, like everybody had a great week, but we did lose a star this week, a comedic star in Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes, we did.
What a unique person.
Very unique.
Yeah, so unique. Like people are really on the fence on whether they bought into him or whether they thought he was terrible. Like,
well, and also he was really raunchy, but to the point where, like, you know, I embrace that kind of stuff. You know?
So if raunchy to the point though, but not only raunchy, but also kind of controversial, right? Like if you think about
like
the stuff
jokes and stuff.
Yeah, think about the stuff he did. If he was a new comedian coming out with the stuff that he did, he'd be canceled in a heartbeat, you know, dressing up like Hitler and Holocaust jokes and all that kind of stuff. Like,
I mean, that can be said for a lot of comedians.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
with what you said there, that's the truth. I mean, you look at like Jim Carrey and some of these other comedians out there, it takes certain people to stand them. I know people that can't stand Jim Carrey. I think he's awesome.
I'm not a big fan of him myself.
Everybody has their people they want to watch, comedians they want to watch if they like that version of stuff. But it's kind of, you can look at that with any actor or actress out there. You know, you look at action movies. Everybody has their favorite. Hey, why wasn't this guy in Transformers or any other action movie out there? You know, everybody has their niche of what they want to watch. Like, I grew up watching Nicolas Cage. I love him as an actor.
Love Nick Cage.
But, I mean, like, Jim Carrey, grew up watching him. I love him. I know people are like, how can you stand to watch him? I'm like, Ace Ventura is awesome. I mean, it's what I grew up with. I think it all depends on when you grow up and your sense of humor and your sense of what you want to take in as a person.
yeah, that's true. There's a lot of different things.
Well, that being said, Gilbert Gottfried kind of, you could see how he can annoy pretty much everybody without getting to do anything.
That voice
because of his
alone.
voice. Yeah.
With that as
like
well.
He has the balls.
I'm glad you bring up voice. Did you guys know that wasn't his real voice? That was just a stage voice.
Yep.
Howard Stern had a voicemail, and he played it this week of Gilbert's real voice, and you could not even tell that it was him.
That sounds like a Howard Stern trick.
Yeah, that's fake. All right, let's take a vote.
Yeah, that's fake.
No, he was on SNL, though, and he did impressions. And when he did Jerry Seinfeld's impression, he apparently does a really good Jerry Seinfeld impression.
Yeah.
So, like, he has to go out of that voice. So clearly, like, you know, he doesn't sound like that.
Could I hear your Jerry Seinfeld impression?
Don't have one.
Mine?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the typical one that everybody does, apparently. What's the deal with grape nuts? Not grapes, not nuts.
See, mine's what's the deal with airline food? And that's, I don't remember the punchline.
No, that's pretty much. Yeah.
It's just like his live
Great
sketch.
show.
Yeah.
Man.
But going back to Gilbert Gottfried, there's that movie of the Aristocrats or Aristocats, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's seen it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's just taking turns telling the joke, and like you get to, the punchline is the punchline, but you got to make it as whatever you want in the middle. And like Bob Saget and
Bob Saget is a good one.
Yeah, he just goes on and on. But Gilbert Gottfried, I'm trying to remember. I saw that years ago, and I'm trying to remember. He definitely is in it because he would be. He's a shoo-in for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor Gilbert Gottfried. I mean, another person struggling with an illness like Bob Saget, or who was it? Was it Bob Saget? No.
No, Bob Saget was a hotel room thing.
Norm Macdonald. Yeah. What was Bob Saget? What happened to him?
Natural death. We can't know any details about. So.
Yeah.
Well, from what
Didn't
I
they say
heard, he fell, hit his head, and basically it was like internal bleeding. So. Just went to sleep.
Yeah, you gotta get that shit looked at, guys. When you fall and hurt your head, you know, you gotta get that looked at. You never know, right?
Don't go to sleep. If you learn one thing here today on BACC Talk or Talk Back, it's still not clear to me which one this is. If you bang your head, do not go to sleep. Talk to somebody before you go to sleep.
Yeah. Try to stay up if you can. For what? How many hours do they say?
I think it's like 6.
Yeah.
It's a while. Like, honestly, if you bang your head and you're alone, call the hospital. If you bang your head and you're with somebody, tell them to talk to you for a bit before you take a nap.
I'm so glad everybody can tune in to today's show for your medical advice.
And it's okay to cry even if you're an adult.
Look, I don't watch movies. I don't follow any sports outside of, like, racing and football. So all I have for you guys today is medical advice.
Yeah,
So,
and when you're reviving somebody, you got to imagine that song "Staying Alive." Staying alive. That's the CPR. Be singing that song in
CPR,
your
I
head.
can't even spell it.
speaking of not going to sleep, though, Justin, I'm kind of amazed to see you here. You do look really, really tired.
Yeah.
There was a
For
picture
the people
online this week that your mom put out there that I swear you wouldn't have ever slept, or maybe like thought it would eat you. What you want to talk about? What that was?
It's my eye bags. I have predominantly bad eye bags. Even when I was like 14, I looked like I was 40.
Bro.
Yeah, we all got some.
I was told I could not wear sunglasses because Andy does, but I need them.
Yeah, I need them too.
Yeah, we both need them.
But I always
we should
look
all
tired.
wear sunglasses and make Andy take his off.
Yeah, and for our special 5th episode, we'll do that. Everybody will swap.
Right now.
I'll wear the prescription glasses, and Tony will be blind.
Oh, that'll be good.
How bad are you without glasses? I always have to ask somebody where's glasses at.
No, I'm fine.
How much?
Take them off. I can see fine. I just have astigmatism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Can we get Andy to buy like an eye chart? Can we do an eye exam on you?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So actually, the piece of furniture I just moved, we were taking the tarp off that, and days ago, and this huge friggin' wood. I want to say, what we surmise it was, Andy? You jumped in on that thread and said it was something,
Wolf.
right?
It was wolf.
Wolf spider. Yeah. So we grabbed that thing in a jar, and we were just looking at him for a while, but we put him out on the edge of the woods because I personally don't kill anything, except like ticks and wasps. That's like the rule.
Right.
Other than that, I have a serious problem if I accidentally kill something. I don't know. So
Same.
yeah. I don't go hunting. I probably would have a different mentality about it if I did, but I just was never that type of dude. So I know you guys probably hunt. You got a couple hunters here?
Nope.
Am I wrong?
Nope. I live in a hunting area. I like to fish, but hunting to me is so stupid. I grew up in a small town in Canada. We just shot things off the porch and fed the neighborhood. Getting up at 4 a.m. Getting up at 4 a.m. and eating some soggy sandwiches in the hopes that you might catch the one thing. Like, why? Just shoot things as they walk by.
I don't mind to shoot Bambi. That's all right with me.
You go deer hunting?
For food.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, I mean, if you eat it, it's a different thing,
I don't.
If you do
like
it just for the
hunting,
game.
I think that's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. So nobody here does it just for the game. Nobody does game hunting, I guess. Is that
I
what they call
fish.
it, right?
I fish for hunting.
Yeah.
Or I fish for. I don't have any trophies for fish, but we go up north a lot during the summer. And I live in Minnesota. We have 10,000 lakes. We gotta go find some big fish.
Yeah, I live in Florida. We fish.
You eat them?
Just to fish.
Yeah, love
catch
fish.
Buzz primarily.
If I ever get down to Florida, my fish to go there is grouper. But I love that fish. But
I took Tony once. We went out to this one lake somewhere in Indiana. We caught a giant fish first cast off the boat. You didn't catch another thing all day, but I'm telling you, this thing was gigantic. It was probably about 3 to 4 inches big, and that was the only thing we caught.
Yeah,
Andy, that's a size you know well.
With a bucket of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think everybody has seen the video explanation on that now, haven't they?
I don't want to. I don't
no.
think.
Well, so there's 2 sides to a ruler, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes a girl will be like, well, that's only 3 inches or 4 inches or whatever, right? Well, they're looking at the wrong side of the ruler.
Andy.
They're looking at the wrong side of the ruler because one says IN, which is incorrect. The other one says CM, which is correct measurement. Okay?
Yeah.
So when they're saying, well, it's only 3 to 4, I mean, it's really like 8 to 10.
I mean, mine's a 27 in Canadian units, so.
Oh, Andy, I'm just now realizing you're
Millimeters.
talking about Andy, we were talking about your excursions or our excursions at church retreat related stuff.
Yeah.
And I now I remember. Now I remember why you had. Now I get it now. You had a ruler. I'm just remembering that. So, and like one side was like scrubbed off.
Right.
Yeah, it's like why?
And there was a mark. There was already a set mark, so I didn't have to actually do the measurement over and over. I just walk up to a girl and say, "Here's the mark."
Yeah, why was the mark at 10 centimeters?
I mean, it is what
I'm just trying to think. Is that a joke measurement? What would that make it? Like,
that's 3.1 inches for our metric
yeah,
friend.
there we go. I knew it was a put down.
It was. There are 2.8 centimeters to the inch.
Oof, Andy, you still did well though somehow.
That's why mine was 27.
Oh yeah.
I've not heard complaints. I've not heard complaints.
No.
I've never actually done the ruler because I feel confident enough that I don't need to. But I'm assuming you guys have all done the ruler.
They just don't make big enough ones, so I just haven't yet.
I couldn't find one that was long enough.
You don't start measuring at the tip.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
somebody was talking about Howard Stern, and Howard Stern says the guys that say how big they are really tiny.
Well, for those guys...
Go ahead, John.
No, you go ahead. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like the whole math thing when guys say they slept with X amount of girls and girls slept with X amount of guys. Girls, you gotta multiply it or divide it, or however heck it works. I can't remember how it works, but
probably multiply. Yeah.
Yeah, girls you multiply, guys you divide. Guys are like, oh, I sleep with 30 girls. Divide that by 3, and you get your math. Oh. Yep. Girls, you multiply it by 3.
All right, so 3,000.
3,000. I've only slept with one guy, so 3.
Well,
you only slept with one guy?
I knew that was coming. That's why I opened the door. I knew somebody was gonna catch that one.
Was your wife there when it happened?
Yep.
Awesome. Because I did hear. I heard something about somebody else banging your wife once.
Yeah.
What? Where are we going with this?
My wife will never drive an iRacing against Andy again. I put her on the track. Was it the Miatas and Jumpy Truck race we were doing? Wasn't it, Andy?
That's something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. A fun race with TDR, a racing group, and I'm like, Janelle, just get in here, I was in a Jumpy Truck, and Andy was in a Miata. Next thing I know, she barely gets off pit road, and Andy comes flying and bangs right into her. So now the joke is that Andy banged my wife. Long story
Somebody's
short.
peeing.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy, for taking a piss with your microphone.
Thanks for the game play-by-play announcing of that.
Look, it's been a long time since I've done this. I figured this was the appropriate format.
Hey, I left to carry a piece of furniture.
Yeah, me too. I just didn't mute my microphone while I carried this big piece of wood around.
I left to go grab another drink.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. So we had a lot kind of going on this week, and
I saw
Justin. Did that thing scare the shit out of you? That spider? Or no, it didn't bother you.
I didn't have Andy's centimeter ruler, but I have a picture of to put next to the spider. But I have a picture of spider if you want me to share my screen. If not, then that's fine.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't Justin also send over like a list of topics he had in mind? Have we looked at that list?
We've been talking about them the whole time.
Oh, good. Glad you guys...
You do realize we're not off the air yet, right? We're still recording.
What?
Yeah, we were supposed to lightly pepper that in without pointing out that we have like an itinerary. So that's out of the bag.
We have an itinerary. This is a quality podcast, not some crap.
Right. It just proves that we have quality. Yeah.
Losers. I mean, this is quality stuff.
We can talk about whatever you want.
Jeez, almighty. Tommy coming in, the only show he's ever been a part of, and comes in and blows the whole setup on the show, and you know,
look.
So everybody out there, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Tommy on the podcast this week, because you won't see him again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's all right, man. It's fun with him, man. He's
And they've
cool.
only saw
And
me
his
about
cat.
half the time.
Yeah, and
All
I
right,
love
so-
your cat. What's your cat's name?
Diesel. He has 3
Diesel.
legs.
Cool.
He has 3
So
legs.
so
Yeah, I noticed
I've
that.
seen this
I love that.
spider online, and your mom's caption was, "It's as big as my hand."
Half as big.
Half his
Yeah.
And I don't know if your mom's
if
got
I-
like small.
If I heard
hands.
right, you
What's
said
that?
it's a wolf spider? Or what kind of spider was
Yeah,
it?
that's what Andy said.
Looks like a wolf.
That's a big spider. That's a wolf spider for sure.
So, what is the what happens if you get bit by that thing? Are you okay or what?
You're good.
I know. Stay
Here,
away
I got
from
a little bit
brown
closer for you.
recluse. Brown recluse spiders now, they can mess you up.
Yeah, but I that's just. All right, we got
Look
a
at
good
this
look
thing.
at
I mean,
it
it's-
now. Yeah.
Pretty nice looking. I mean, it looks like it's gonna blend right in. As soon as I dropped it in the woods, I immediately lost sight of it.
So it didn't scare you at all.
There was the initial scare when you pull back because you could see the stark contrast of his color against what he's on. So when you see that thing like a big hand on the thing, I kind of jump back because we don't see these things a lot. Nothing that size. But no, spiders don't usually scare me. But this one I had a reaction to.
This
but that was
one would
about
have
it. Then
been
it was-
one where the shoe came off and it got hammered over the head.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you would have killed this thing.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Nah, I respect this thing, man.
Let it live, man. They
Yeah.
they eat things you hate. They eat bees.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you start talking about like daddy long leg spiders. Everybody wants to kill them. It's like they eat the bugs so they don't bother you.
Right, daddy longlegs doesn't even have long enough teeth to bite you.
Yeah, I never had a run-in with the daddy long leg. They're just kind of creepy, you know.
Oh, they're so creepy. But like they
This
serve a
thing here,
purpose.
They serve a purpose.
Yeah, I couldn't.
So everybody sees a spider. If you
Yeah.
guys are just listening to the podcast, if you go check us out on YouTube, you'll see the spider we're talking about. It's pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, and I would say I'm
There's somebody in Jersey.
same to you, Justin. Don't kill any wildlife unless like you're going to eat it or it will sting you.
Yeah.
Me and stings don't go together. Highly
Right.
allergic to stinging.
Right, like you know the PETA signs where it's like the whole group of animals and it's like where do you draw the line? It's like they draw the line at the chicken and not the goat or whatever. Same thing with
Yeah.
killing insects. I draw the line at like how soon could you sting me?
Wasps are dickheads. Kill them.
Yeah.
Kill those things. I don't know if this is just a Jersey thing. Kind of stupid question maybe, but did you guys have to kill all those moths for a while? The ones that were doing a run on everything?
No, we had a bunch of caterpillars, but the lizards pretty much ate those up.
Yeah, we had something called the lantern flies or whatever.
Oh
We had to
yeah,
kill those.
we didn't have them here. No,
Okay.
not that I saw anyway. And then we did have. We had the cicada thing last year, where the cicadas were everywhere.
See,
We get
this-
them a lot in Minnesota.
The cicada thing is cool because it's like once every like 17 years. But if you've ever seen a cicada, it looks like it'll sting you. That's on my kill list.
It wasn't.
It's
It
huge.
wasn't as bad as everybody said it was going to be. Now they were all over your house or whatever, but I mean they were loud as anytime you drove by any type of wooded area, they were loud. Did you get some Reese's for?
Yeah, I'm not doing. If Reese's wants to give us some money, I got this from my niece and nephew for. They always get me something for Easter.
Nice.
Cute, you know. They know I'm a candy file. Yeah, file's good.
File?
File's the
Candy
good
file?
word. What's the bad word? Phobia.
Phobia.
Yeah. Candy.
Phobia,
candy
you're
file.
afraid. File, you're into it. Yeah.
A sucre file.
Yeah, I'm a sucrophile. Not like chocolate sucra. Not like you guys go one way or the other. Are you Skittles or chocolate kind of person?
I'm into chocolate,
Mix.
yeah.
Mix.
You have a preference? Yeah.
Just a
What about
mix.
you, Andy?
I go. I used to be mostly chocolate, but I tell you, we went to this place in
Chocolate
Philly.
file.
We were in there when we were in Philly
Googled it.
not too long ago. Thanks, Tommy. It's called the Sugar Factory, and I don't recommend it to anybody unless you want to spend $35 on a hamburger and $45 on a drink. But
those are the best burgers.
But they have these big bowls. We went there for my daughter's birthday. We had these big bowl drinks. I mean, like, they come out in the milkshake shakers and pour the whole thing in the bowl over, like, dry ice, and it, foams up. It's pretty cool looking. But
I'm sold.
They put candy in it, and one of the candies they had in my daughter's was the Sour Patch Kid watermelons. I'm now in love with them.
Yep.
Sour Patch Kids watermelons.
Yes.
I just saw them somewhere. I think I saw them at Five Below.
So since I was eating all of hers out of her drink, before I left, she went and got me a 1-pound bag of these things that I'm still working on.
So that's your thing now, huh?
Yeah.
Five Below is like a dollar store.
Five Below.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have Five Below out there,
You
huh?
never been to a Five Below?
No, we have Dollar General and Dollar Tree and Dollar Farm.
Dollar Tree's $1.25 tree, and I bring that up because Five Below used to be exactly what it sounds like. $5 and below everything in the store.
That's what I was thinking.
Everything
like
went from 1 to
store.
5. But now there's like Five Below Plus. They're going around changing a lot of the signs because they have stuff that's up to like $13. I think you'll see some $12.99 shit in there.
Yeah, we have.
But Dollar General's, yeah.
Dollar General or Dollar Tree, one of the two will no longer be like the dollar something. It's gonna be like the $2.50 tree.
Yeah. Well, we have $1.25. The Dollar Trees are now $1.25 here.
Wow.
They didn't change the name. But then Dollar General is the bait and switch dollar store where you go in and you think everything's $1 because you're thinking dollar store, and then you end up getting up to the register and you have like all $2.50, $3.50 things. And you're like, the fuck happened?
Right.
You know?
The toys, especially the kids' toys, it's like you expect everything to be $1, and you're here for like a bottle of soda and some tinsel for the Christmas tree and like one bulb because one of the bulbs in your Christmas lights went out, and it's like $17. It's like, what happened? Oh, the effing toy for $7.99.
Yeah.
The taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much in Florida. We don't pay much tax down here.
Oh, Minnesota.
What is your state tax?
0?
Oh, no state tax in Florida, huh?
0. Come on down.
Huh.
Good time.
Yeah. That's why everybody goes there.
That's why it's
Yeah.
the retirement
Yeah.
capital of the world.
Yep. When you buy your
Yeah.
second home, buy it here. Claim it as your main residence in whatever state you live in.
So before we wrap this thing up today, got a couple things I want to touch on. A couple things that are also on BACC Sports on YouTube. So if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify or whatever, go over to YouTube. The channel is BACC Sports, BACC Sports. Check it out. We got some other things going on over there. One of them is every Monday night. There is an iRacing race broadcast by Tommy and Money Guns.
We'll be there in about an hour or so.
Yeah.
It is veterans only racing.
Yeah, and we appreciate the plug. It's a thing Dustin and I are very proud to do. Andy joins us on occasion when he has to or when he can. It's rough for him having to do this and that on Monday nights. Next Friday, we'll be doing an event over here on BACC Sports as well, right?
That was the other thing I was going to kind of transition over to. Is there is a charity race that will be broadcast on BACC Sports next week. It is
This week,
Tommy and I this Friday, which
Yeah,
of course you might be listening. You might be listening in 4 weeks from now. So that is April 22nd, 8 p.m.
2022.
8 p.m. April 22nd, 8 p.m. And it will be Next Gen Cup Cars at Michigan. That'll be live here on BACC Sports. Tommy and myself will be in the booth to call that. It is a charity race for the Autism Nature Trail, which is part of Letchworth State Park in New York. But they've got a nature trail that is for dedicated towards handicapped people in sensory areas and things of that sort. It's freaking awesome. We know a guy. We know a guy who lives right near it, so this actually, and he is autistic, benefits him. So, $5, $10, if anything you can give out there, donate to BACC Charities. It's BACC charities.com for the Autism Nature Trail.
Yeah, very very cool thing, that trail, right? Being sensory specific, it's one of very few opportunities that people have that have autism or Asperger's especially are very hypersensitive to some of the sounds, some of the sights. So really cool they're able to cater to that demographic, provide that in that area. I did some research on it. They're one of the very few that are doing it. So if you are able to contribute it, I personally want to reach out, being a guest of this podcast, please contribute to this so we can help provide to better that section of the nation, being more aware of these people that need this resource.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to touch on is Justin.
Yes, that's me. You want to touch me?
Yes. But so
shame we're so far away from each other.
I know. We talked last week about how you had the plaid background.
Uh-huh.
We have no plaid background, but we have a plaid shirt today.
Yes, you do.
So are we going for lumberjack look?
Yeah. Well, I did move some furniture earlier, which is made of wood, so transformation's almost complete. What's this?
I don't know. You guys kept pointing, so I'm confused.
Oh, you were mentioning these two.
Over here.
Yeah. When you mentioned these two were doing something, when they're doing the podcast, the race podcast, to me, that's where they're at. I don't know if that's what it's going to look like in the final thing, but yeah. It's going to look super cool if that works out.
Yeah, they're over here for me, which is opposite of where you're pointing. So
yeah, you guys are here for me.
Tony, of course.
Get the Brady Bunch thing going.
Tony.
Tony is, of course, on my screen. He is the bottom.
He's the bottom on mine.
Yeah,
I heard that he's the bottom usually.
He's the bottom guy.
He's the bottom.
He's the catcher.
Do you have any?
Tony, are you a catcher? He forgets that shaking your head, yes. People can't hear that.
It's okay. It's okay. Andy wants to touch me, so it's fine. We're all friends here. No jugement. You should start like pronouncing everything in French. Like that. There's that hockey player. I'm sure Andy, you know who's the hockey player with the French last name. Spelled like a normal. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
ROY becomes WA. There was another one though.
Patrick Waugh.
Rashad.
Le Montreal
Richards.
Rashad.
And Parent. There was Parent. Like
yeah.
You know,
Gretzky.
The back of his thing says Parent. Yeah. Gretzky.
Tommy just gave us all of his hockey knowledge.
But
that was all mine too.
And we touched on losing Gilbert Gottfried. And speaking of hockey, hockey lost Mike Bossy this week, who was a 65 years old to lung cancer. Longtime New York Islander, fantastic player, Hall of Famer. This one kind of, we touched on the emotional, thing today. What gets you emotional? And I didn't cry, but that would hit me a little hard because that was somebody I remember watching. Growing up, kind of watching him play in his later years, but still getting to see him play. So that one kind of hit me a little hard. Hit Gretzky a little hard too, because Gretzky, I think they were the same draft class or something like that. So
yeah.
Oh wow, so they're about the same age.
That's wild.
Gretzky's that old, huh?
Yeah. You wouldn't know it by seeing him on TV, because about a year ago, his hair was a little gray here and there. Now it's shoe polish jet black. So,
That probably doesn't look good.
As we're wrapping up, I'm going to tie sports and pop culture together.
Uh-oh.
If you've watched The Office, what is the Wayne Gretzky quote?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good advice.
It is good advice.
Yeah. Did he actually say that, or is that like Steve Carell's character doesn't know what he's talking about?
No, Steve
that's a
Carell
Gretzky quote. That's a Gretzky quote.
Oh, I thought it was one of those buffoonish things that Steve Carell's character would do.
It's the quote by Wayne Gretzky, but also then by whatever his character's name was.
Michael Scott.
yes, it's the whole quote's there by Wayne Gretzky, and then right below all that, it's like circled, and it says Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. Oh my God, that he would
because he said the Wayne Gretzky quote and gave him credit, but he said that.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that whole scene in Forrest Gump. Oh wait a minute, damn it, we got the Forrest Gump again.
Nope.
Oh,
That's always the cue. The Forrest Gump is the cue.
That is one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Every time we get to Forrest Gump, we know we've gone too far.
We never go.
Time to pull Forrest Gump, stop, turn around, and go. I want to go home. What does he say? I don't want to run anymore.
I just felt like I don't feel like running anymore.
Is that the line?
That's literally one of like my all-time favorite movies. So,
wow.
F you guys.
So we
bridge
need
too far.
We need a couple things from everybody out there this week. Tweet at Jim Cornette and tell him stop ducking BACC Talk. Put on a match. We'll put on a match. Let's run this thing for charity. You know, see who could do better. The guy who's never been in pro wrestling or the guy who thinks he knows pro wrestling and hates everything about it now.
I will get a Twitter just for that.
Yeah, get out there and tweet at it. And you need a Twitter anyway, so all your fans and all the girls that think you're sexy watching you here on the YouTube.
That's what TikTok's for.
Ah, you look like a lumber snack.
No, I don't. I don't want to look like a lumber snack. Oh, yeah, the lumber hungry man.
Get that done. Let's get him fired up. Money guns. What are you doing this week? You counting some more money? You got any parting words for us?
Just doing the broadcast tonight with lovely old Tommy down there. Racing this week. Can't wait for the charity race on Friday night. I actually get to race it, and hopefully you guys watch it afterwards. But no, can't wait for next week and this. Hopefully bring you guys a good show again. I got some pretty good topics I want to bring up, and we'll have some fun, that's for sure.
Awesome. Tommy, you're right side up, but you've been having a couple drinks at sea. You'll be upside down by the end of the vets race. We know that.
By the beginning.
I shouldn't have come on this show because this show involves drinking, and also my broadcast typically involves drinking, and it's going to be a rough one. But on the broadcast, I will be on a different podcast next Sunday, and we'll tease that a bit in the broadcast. They're going to help us do a little bit of fundraising. They are at Film Heat on Facebook. I don't remember their Twitch tags and handles, but I'll have all that for the charity event. You and I will be in Andy. We'll have a guest from their podcast learning a little bit about racing from us, because on their podcast, they do movie reviews bracket style. So they watch movies all week. They come together for one episode, and they pick the best of 10, or I think in this case, the best of 8, but they're doing the best racing movies. And then we throw in our link out helping us raise a little bit of money for the charity event that we're doing on Friday night.
Good deal.
Saturday.
Good deal.
Is that 22nd or Friday or Saturday?
That is Friday.
Friday. So Saturday, the following day, they'll be doing this movie bracket thing with racing movies. So hopefully a lot of the guys that enjoy us and what we do with the racing thing will get to enjoy a little bit of what they do with their film thing and their podcast. And honestly, Justin, I don't know if you have time for 2, but I think you would be a great fit for a guest host or a regular on their team because they are all about the movies.
When's this? I'm in.
I'll have to get with you on details. They record and then they edit and they release. But I'll get you some details. I'll see if they want to fit somebody else in. I think they're willing to, and I think you're a good fit for that.
Yeah,
So
reach out. I'm definitely in.
So you bring up the top racing movies for that this weekend. Tommy, you're involved in that. I'm going to go to Andy first. What's your favorite racing movie of all time?
It's got to be Days of Thunder. It's got to be.
Tommy, you can't say nothing. You're involved in that. Justin, how about you? You got a favorite racing movie?
Talladega Nights. Just because I like comedies.
It's on the list.
And,
it's on the list.
Yeah. How about you, Tony?
I was gonna have to say Days of Thunder. So
yeah,
that's a good one too.
Those are the 2 of the 6 on the list.
So I mean, you guys brought up Days of Thunder and Talladega Nights. I grew up watching. It was a Kenny Rogers movie, Six Pack. I love that movie.
Okay.
Good racing movie.
Not on their list. I brought it up to them because they had to do a substitute, but they already subbed in the other movie before I could bring it up to them. They had picked Senna as one of their 6, and it's actually like more of a documentary than like a racing movie. So they nix any documentaries. They don't do documentaries.
Oh, that should count. Documentaries are, you know.
There's a really good documentary about Paul Newman done by he was on the Man Show.
Adam Carolla.
Yes.
Adam Carolla, yes.
He
heard about that.
He did this, and it's all about Paul Newman and Paul Newman's racing days. Great documentary. I forget what it was on Prime. I think it's on Prime or one of those. It was an awesome documentary about him. Yeah.
Well, I'll say, Justin, the reason they don't do documentaries, they don't want to muddle like a category with a documentary about the category. They will have different segments on documentary specific to something.
Yeah.
So, but I will get you guys in touch with each other. I think you would dig it a lot. You bring a lot of value to this podcast with that, and I think you could help these guys out a little bit too, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely in. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, and I haven't voted on a favorite. I don't even know if I get a vote when I go to their thing, but my movie's not even on the list. Gone in 60 Seconds. It's not a racing movie.
Good.
It's not a racing movie, but as someone who has driven race cars and does it online now as, you know, a pastime, that's a driver's movie. That is all about the cars and how they make you feel. To me, that penalizes why, or is the epitome of why I would drive a race car.
Good old
Another good one's the one with Sylvester Stallone. Was it Driven?
Driven. Very good movie. I love the 4-quarter trick.
I believe Driven's one of the 6. I sent you the list of movies. I don't know if you've looked at it, but you'll look at it before Friday. So there's 6 movies there. They're watching one each night this week, and then on Saturday we'll go live with their bracketed rundown of the what and the why.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Tony.
You said Sylvester Stallone in a racing movie, right? Wasn't that Death Race he was in?
Death Race is on the list.
Yeah. He was in that
Isn't Sylvester Stallone cameoed in that or something? I never saw it.
The one Andy was talking about, it's Driven, and that's Formula One cars, ain't it, Andy?
Formula One or open wheeled. Yeah.
Indy open wheel cars, yeah. He came back to
older?
Another kid. It's an older movie.
I thought Driven was the newer one in the 2000s, where it was like Ferrari versus Mercedes or something.
No, Driven's sometime in the 2000s. I got
Ferrari versus Mercedes was a great movie. Or Ferrari versus Ford. What was it? Ford?
No, it was Ferrari versus Ford.
Ferrari.
It was the GT40 versus the 365B or something.
Mm-hmm. That was decent too.
Yeah. McLaren? No. No. So many racing movies. These guys, I love them for their movie knowledge. They made a terrible list. I would have made a way better list.
Driven came out in 2001.
Okay. I would make a bad list for specific, even as good as movies I can't even talk, but as good at movies I am, I would make a bad list for racing because you heard my favorite's Talladega Nights. It's like one of 3 I've seen, so yeah, I would have to prefer.
It's on the list for the same reason. It's just like, oh, people that are into racing love this movie. Cars wasn't even on the list, and all of the movies in the Cars series, while it's still a children's movie, they nailed motorsports. In all 3 of them, right? There were so many throwbacks that only someone who followed racing would ever get.
Yeah.
Like the rusty Volkswagens, they were click and clack from Car Talk on NPR. Nobody would know that unless you're a car guy.
Right.
You know, they really did nail every aspect of it for me as a motorsports fan. Cars, if I had to pick a racing movie, any one of the Cars races or movies.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how come there's no... Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to cut everybody off, but and staying with Pixar real quick, and we can have an elongated discussion in a future show, but is there a porno for Toy Story? Is there a sex Toy Story? Because somebody's got to jump on that, no pun intended.
I don't think Pixar would, but I heard...
No, somebody.
I heard Disney has a black budget.
I heard that too.
So maybe they'll throw some money at that. And
Dirty Toy Story coming from Upside Down Studios.
I tell you right now, go ahead and write the script and mail it to yourself. Certified mail, so you have the poor man's
Toy
trademark.
Story. Yeah.
Sex Toy Story. That could be huge.
Next Toy Story.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we've got that.
Or small, depending on her preference.
Don't we have a timestamp on the name now already? We put this thing on.
Yeah, I think so. I think these count. This is like the new pantheon of.
We only have the concept. He has to write the script and certify.
Yeah, we gotta have a script first.
Yeah, you gotta have the script. We have a concept, and as a matter of fact, you better get on it now because now the rest.
We
of
have title too. We have title too. You know, the one that's called Sex Toy Story.
Right?
The one that's called Sex Toy Story is going to be the one that sells, no matter if it's good or bad, of whoever rips it off of us, like Peanut Butter Playground happened, you know?
That's
like,
right.
And
Playground.
Marcy Playground thought they won that one, but we're going to get them back with Sex Toy Story.
Well,
Yeah, wait till you see this. Wait till you see this Peanut Butter Playground T-shirt coming soon to an online shop near you, where everybody out there listening can now buy a Peanut Butter Playground T-shirt, and you too can be a part of the movement.
Yes.
Can we nickname
true.
Bristol Motor Speedway the Peanut Butter Playground when they put dirt on it?
No.
Oh, we're gonna
See,
get
Tommy,
talking about that now.
Tommy, you had to actually have been involved last week to know about Peanut Butter Playground.
No, I have no idea about it, but I have to start transitioning from like I. Can
Which
say
is
it
obviously,
to like,
so not only did he not do the Twitter,
you know what I mean?
not only did he not do the Twitter thing last week, but he just admitted he didn't even listen to the show.
Oh man.
What Twitter thing?
You didn't tweet at last week.
I
You
did.
didn't
I did it just now.
last week,
He did now.
and you just admitted to not even listening to last week's show. We let you on here.
Oh, I'm
Man.
sorry. I didn't get my paycheck for things I have to do for you.
Phew.
Ooh.
If you're gonna be a part of this, you need to know what's going on.
I know.
We get paid for this? Tommy gets paid for this?
Well, when
No,
the checks,
Tommy,
when the
Tommy
checks,
doesn't.
when the
That's the
checks
problem.
start to roll in from, Apple and stuff, he won't because he doesn't listen to it.
That's right. No, but I know you're trying to close, Andy. Like, it's been a pleasure joining you guys. I hope to be here when I can make it. Like all of you guys bring a little something to the table. Except Tony, why are you so quiet, man?
Wild card, baby!
I can see the size of your head, and I know you have a million things to say, and you speak up a little bit, and people are talking over you.
It's fine. No, I'm the quiet one, so it's okay.
I know that, but you got to stand up to these bullies, man. You can't be the quiet one forever.
No, I'll stand up to him when I need to. It's all right.
So on that note, Tony, you got anything? You got any parting words since you've said about 6 today?
Here comes the wisdom bomb. I've been waiting all night.
It's gonna be like when Silent Bob finally talks.
Now you guys are cutting him off again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tony?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna save that for next week.
Oh no, it's been great. Yeah, show number 2. It was a wonderful time. Hope you guys are enjoying it, watching it, listening to it, however you're doing it. You have all those ways to hear us and watch us, so just make sure you keep tuning in. As you see, we can talk about anything and everything. It doesn't matter. We're glad you can come here and join our therapy session today, and talk about everything.
You got some doctorly advice today too. I mean, like
You did, yeah. You got some doctorly advice. You got some therapy. You never know what you're gonna get from this show with a bunch of guys that just say whatever they want to say. It's been a good time though.
That's right. Justin.
Yeah.
I know you did all your stuff. You moved all your furniture. You got rid of the spiders. So you got anything exciting coming up this week?
No. What? I just just in the off chance that anybody's in the Gloucester City, New Jersey area, which is over the bridge from Philadelphia. I play at a bar like 3 nights a week, and one of those weeks is karaoke, which is a hellish time. So if anybody wants to come out and be my friend, that would be a fun time. If you fancy yourself a singer.
And
But,
where's that
maybe
at?
as we get, it's at a place called Jalapenos. I'm at the same place every three nights a week.
So now you
Tuesday,
need
Thursday,
to
Saturday.
Tell Jalapenos he now owes us $20.
What's that? Yeah, I know. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You can find me there after 8 p.m. If you want to see me in person. That's about it. That's what I do for most of the time.
I gotta get in.
But
So do you tell all these people at this hot pepper bar that about the podcast?
Yeah, I actually did. Not so much karaoke, but on Thursday, and my cycle starts up again tomorrow, so I'll be talking about our podcast tomorrow, and I guess this will drop. Don't you like that? The drop thing. This will drop maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So
should drop tomorrow.
Probably have a new fresh one to go have people listen to, and then they can go back and listen to the first one because they probably didn't listen to it since I told them the first time. So you know how people do.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we did the whole recap with the Will Smith thing.
Yeah.
In case they missed it in the first episode.
And don't forget Jim Cornette. Call him out. We called him out.
I tweeted him.
Tell him to stop hiding in his closet. Open up. Be a man. Put on a show. You so good at pro wrestling. You know it all. It all sucks. Well, come show us what you got, buddy. Let's do it. Until then, we'll see what he says this week. I'm gonna have a good week because I'm gonna be yelling at him all week, and hopefully everybody else is too. So until then, we'll see you all next week, and everybody, tits up.
Tits up.
See you guys.